Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. The Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders out of great millstone that teach and rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scattered worldwide, that's in the faith, and exalting the names of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina Midlands branch, coming at you with another lesson. And as always, before I get into my lessons, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on a typical look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. Okay, so basically, I start off with the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, reading verses 1 through 3. Okay, and the main point is in verse 3. Okay, as it says, for the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay, and the vision is going into the prophecies. Okay, as the Most High Yahweh and his Son, who the world calls ignorantly calls Christ, Yahweh Shai, is the spirit of prophecy, man. And the Lord have his men, starting with the men of Great Millstone, from the apostles and elders and the brethren on down, and those that's in the correct spirit, that's out there doing the ministry of Yahweh Shem Shai, and constantly giving the warning of prophecy of what's to come. Because we're in a time of great judgment, man. Especially here in America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Holy Bible, which is being ruled by the biblical Edomites, which are the so-called white race today, mainly these elites on down. And the reason why I'm going to get into this video, and I'll start off with the scripture, because recently, over the past couple of days, you have the whole incidents where these banks are going to the point of bankruptcy. Okay, these banks collapsing. Okay, and that's a sign that this place is going down here in America. And this place is experiencing inflation. Okay, and this place have the debt $200 trillion of debt. Okay, which eventually going to lead to a financial crash here in this economy, man. Okay, and those that's in the know and that's what's following along, and those that's newly coming into this faith are hearing about the Hebrew Israelites, especially the message of the teaching of Great Millstone. Okay, as is prophesied, this place is going to come to a point of a financial crash, and these elites of Esau Edom is going to introduce a new currency, as the dollar, the physical dollar is losing its value, okay, due to the debt. Okay, and that new currency that they about to put in place is digital, okay, which for years our apostles and elders still to this day has preach and teach, according to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, that these elites about to implement the RFID micro, which is known as the MOTB, or the mark of the beast, which is going to be the next currency that's going to replace the physical dollar, not only here in America, but worldwide, okay, global, as these nations are moving towards a global reset and a digital currency, which is known today as the CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, which is being spearheaded by these elites, man. Okay, and we're in that time, and the proof of that, as these banks, okay, that's recently now taking all the money that they have from their clients, okay, due to bailouts. Okay, you got certain banks, okay, that can't have the access to provide to their clients that got certain accounts to receive their deposits or their monies or their investments, and they take that money, okay, and have to pay their access to other companies that they owe loans to, okay, that they own money to, okay, and now these certain banks that's collapsing are experiencing bank runs, individuals or clients that known to have accounts with these banks that's collapsing, going to run to these banks to get all their access out of it, their money, okay? Which we know a lot of it is done by design, once again, by these elites ready to implement a new system, a new currency, okay? While these people are here in America, they rely on the physical dollar, okay? Like I say, as they going forward to bringing a cashless society, most people depend on the credit-based system through credit cards or debit cards, okay, which are numbers that's made out of thin air by a computer here in these banks, okay, which at any time they can put a plug on these banks, man, and erase these debit cards or credit accounts, okay, and that's what we starting to see. And we know everything is a trial run for a test for these elites to see the reaction of these people. But eventually, once again, prophecy points toward Esau, Edom, these elites, ready to bring forth an NWO by bringing in a new currency in the form of a digital system. Once again, that's going to lead into the implementation of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the MOTB, which no doubt is the micro, okay, which is starting to be pushed, okay, in the mainstream, okay, through social media, okay, as they're pushing it as the way of conditioning the people, gradualism, okay. But like Habakkuk chapter 2, mainly in verse 3, that vision, okay, which was yet at an appointed time, which we're in that appointed time now, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, that's about to be full effect, okay? And like I say, for years, our apostles and elders of Great Millstone been giving that warning of eventually America financial system is going to crash, and these elites of Esau Edom is going to implement a new currency by the way of digital, which is that MOTB, okay? So we're here, and we'll see how it go, okay, with these banks collapsing and these bank runs and these bailouts. But eventually we know what's ahead, man. Okay? And I got a couple of news articles, okay, which is off of blacklistednews.com. Okay, and I'm gonna read the headlines and read, the notes that go to it. Okay, the bulletin points or the notes. Okay, as you can see, the first one is Silicon Valley Bank crisis. The liquidated crunch we predicted has now begun. Okay, and recently over the weekend, you had this bank, Silicon Valley Bank in California, that recently collapsed, and now individuals or their clients or people that had accounts with them now are rushing to get all their deposits or their money from their account. Okay, due to their collapse, and from since then you have more certain banks. Okay, that's moving towards a collapse. And it says there has been an avalanche of information and numerous theories circulating the past few days about the fate of a bank in California known as the SVB, Silicon Valley Bank. SVB was the 16th largest bank in the U.S. until an eruptible fell and went into an insolvency on March the 10th. The impetus for the collapse of the bank is tied to a 2 billion liquidated loss on a bond sales, which caused the institution stock value to plummet over 60%, triggering a bank run by customers fearful of losing some or more of their deposit. Okay, so a lot of these banks, that majority of the average Americans have, okay, due to how this system is set up, that most people when they go to spend or get their money, okay, goes more into the currency of credit or debit, okay, in the form of the digital, okay, when it comes to the bank or their bank cards, okay, able to transition your money from the digital account to physical dollars, okay? But now that due to inflation and debt, okay, these banks don't have the access of money as they hold in their account or their institution, okay? Because these banks only allow the as much to take out as they only have a few of a budget limit to the money they ever to hold, okay? So now you're starting to see fails on certain banks, okay? And it says that this particular bank, Silicon Valley Bank in California, was known as one of the 16th largest bank in the U.S. America, okay? A lot of these people, like I said, invest in their stocks and banks, okay? Depending on their money that come from their work position, okay, their deposits, okay, which the banking system is a fraud anyway, and it all ties back and go back to the central bankers, okay, mainly these elites, start with the Rothschilds on down, okay, that have control of the money, that can print dollars out of thin air, which is not but a debt note in the term of the Federal Reserve, okay, which is not backed up, okay, by any silver or gold, okay. They got rid of that standard, so now it's nothing but debt. And the bank that put up these numbers through these accounts, that's nothing but numbers created out of thin air, man. That anytime it can be taken or erased or depleted, man. Okay, that can cause a effect of people not able to receive money to the point that they can't even take money out to turn it into a physical currency as the dollar. Okay, let me read some more. Get some more articles. And this one. It says, can the Federal Reserve stop the avalanche of bank runs that has already begun? Okay, and eventually, like I say, man, more and more of these people panic to go into certain banks. Besides this one, the SVB, as now multiple banks are experiencing collapse. Okay, individuals, customers, clients that have accounts in certain banks that's collapsing, yeah, they're gonna run and do these bank runs, take all they can get out, okay? And that's gonna drain the banking system even more. Okay, that eventually gonna lead to what? Mainly a financial crash, man. That certain people not able to go and get their money because the bank don't have any left in there. Okay. Uh, and it says small banks are crashing over the weekend when pricing through the carnage of sweeping the U.S. bank sector. We analyze which banks are facing the highest deposit run risk in the aftermath of the SIVB and now the SBNY failures, and focus on a handful of names who had the bulk of their funding in the form of deposits which are now suddenly at risk, aimed what seems to be a major bank run. Okay, so you can see people are in that got certain accounts when it comes to the deposits or investments in these banks that's collapsing. Okay, they are now these banks are experiencing bank runs, that people are rushing to go get their money that they're entitled to, as they say, or as they think, to go get their money out of their account. That's furthermore is going to lead to more of a drastic measure when it comes to these banks running out of money. Okay, and once again, us that's in the faith, that's in the know, okay, that we know that this is coming to the point that these elites of Esau Edom, okay, these central bankers, ready to move forward with their agenda of replacing this current system, okay, the physical dollar, these banks that's starting to lose now, that they ready to come with a new system, a new currency, a reset. And like we say, through prophecy, it's going to be spearheaded by the way of the MOTB, that micro, okay, in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. So that's it on that. Because this place is experiencing hyperinflation, but soon to be hyperinflation. Okay, we starting to see prices in your local marketplaces, products, prices going up. Okay, which is inflation, because the dollar is losing its value. Okay, due to the debt. Okay, due to certain shortages. But we know all of it is done by design. And soon it's going to come to the point of hyperinflation. Okay, for one day, a certain product can be $2.50 or $5, and the next day, okay, hyperinflation kick in, where that product that you can get for $2.50 goes up to $7.50, and the next day $10.50 and counting. Okay, and due to people not having the funds that they have to spend on a certain food, certain utilities, okay, they don't have the money to keep up with the current market. Okay, markings, which going to lead to basically a financial crash, man. And that's what these elites want, okay, as they want to introduce their NWO. So I'm going to go back into Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm going to go to verse 6. And it says, shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increased that which is not his, and how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Okay, that thick clay in the Hebrew, abayim, meaning depth. Okay, because America is known now for its depth. Okay, and we always, have the understanding and know when it comes to financially, when it comes to the dollar. Okay, America dollar was the stronghold of all global economies. At one point in time, these other nations outside of America dealt with the American dollar, okay? But also what's leading to inflation here in America, you have other countries that's starting to leave off from the American dollar and that don't want to do trades what they access or what they have to bring into America. And this place is known as an import country, receiving goods from other countries that make market off of. Okay, but now these countries are starting to do away with the American dollar because it's nothing but debt. Okay, in particular Russia, China. Okay, as they have their form of coming, as they trying to establish their form of a financial system in the way of what BRICS, okay, which is an acronym, okay, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa, okay, as they trying to form their own financial system, and other countries are leading towards that, man, to do away with the American dollar and focus on trying to build a financial system through their country by joining in with the BRICS nation. Okay, once again, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay, so that's what you're starting to see. And on the top of that, while America is experiencing debt and inflation, somehow you got all these aid or money, okay, from here in America to put into war, to aid these other countries when it comes to their war. In particular, America aiding Ukraine at this time, okay, and a military that is spread abroad, that's into these other countries, to give them and aid them with more weapons, okay, that's only backfiring here into the States, that the citizens of America have to suffer now due to inflation, okay, due to debt. So that's what it's going into. So that's it on that. And now everybody's starting to, kind of wake up to see how much America economy is a fraud, man, when it comes to the dollar and these banking system. Let me get this. And that show you that Esau Edom is the wicked that the Bible speak of. I'm gonna start off with James chapter 5, verse 1. And it says, "Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered." Okay, and gold and silver is real money, real substance. Okay, but like I say, man, America, okay, now they're in the form of their riches or their currency is the physical dollar, and also this banking system, which is not real money. Okay, and it says your gold and silver is cankered. Okay, because they moved the standard of gold and silver from the dollar. That's why now it's in the form of debt. Because one time you could have go to the bank, okay, they have, amount of silver or gold that you can take the amount of dollars that you have and go trade it in for that gold or silver. Okay, but now it's not, but you go now and want to take your physical dollars, okay, and most people, when they take their physical dollars, they'll put it into the bank, they transition it into on credit or digital numbers to put on their credit card, their debit card, man, to use in that form. Okay, not actually going to get physical gold or silver, because they removed that standard. So now it's nothing but debt that we're experiencing. Okay, when we have to use the dollar or the banking system, and at this time more and more failing. Okay, and it says your gold and silver is cankered, the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Okay, mainly these elites, man. Okay, because they didn't one who created the dollar. okay, that debt note. And through the process of time, they gain riches, okay, off of that, okay, taking all the real substance that people spend the debt notes for, and they gain off of it, man. Okay, when it comes to the merchandise over here, and that's being import in this country being sell, or the trades that these other nations had took upon using American dollar and doing trades. Okay, so now you're starting to see that, man. At the point that now they feel like they have everything, okay, all the riches, and now that the dollar is not having no value due to its debt. Now they want to get rid of the dollar and come with a digital currency in the form of really control. Okay, because when they introduced that MOTB and implemented that micro, or as the scripture says, that no man can buy or sell, say that he have that mark, okay, that RFID micro, okay, which show you there's transactions, transaction between buying and selling, okay, and that's why they're setting up the certain societies moving towards digital digital the digital systems. Okay, there's certain these stores now don't even take cash. Okay, soon it's gonna come to the point, it ain't gonna be able to you ain't gonna be able to access your credit cards, your debit cards. And the only way now is gonna be by the way of the MOTB. Okay, and what's gonna come along with that? A social credit based system, how much you can buy, okay, how much you can how much they can give you, okay. Well, that's gonna come with that. If you got any fines, they can take it out of it without you knowingly having no, you can't argue, okay, can't rebel, okay. So everything's gonna be controlled by that MOTB, okay. That's what they want to push, man. And besides that, your money being on that MOTB, well, that's gonna be on there, man. Okay, your identification, your records. Okay, that's the level that these elites want to go towards, man. Okay, as they want to play the role of God here on the earth. Okay, and these heathen nations that's in league with them. That's why you're starting to see this CBDC being instituted, or being, about to come to a point of being established worldwide, man. Okay, because even Russia, like I mentioned earlier, even Russia and China and Brazil and India, okay, want to experience their own financial system without America being involved. Okay, eventually they're gonna have to introduce the CBDC, which they're on the path of that, doing that now. Because all these countries want to move towards a digital system in the form of technology. Okay, for everything to be more easier and more controlled. Okay, but these elites on down to the ones that's in league with them, they figure that they're gonna rule forever, man. Okay, but eventually, who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shai, is gonna return and take them out of power. As they in the process of trying to fully establish the NWO. Okay, soon to the point they implement the MOTB, that's when the Lord really gonna move on them, man. And we always give that warning, that stern warning of you Israelites here in America and worldwide that take that MOTB once it's introduced and implemented, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, they're going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire, and also when Yahweh Shai return with the hosts of angels, what the world call UFOs, which are the chariots, okay, at the peak of the Third World War, okay? So that's the penalty of taking that MOTB. And ain't gonna be no excuse that they didn't heard, okay? Cause here first, at Great Millstone, start with apostles and elders on down, we gave you the warning of the MOTB and the penalty of taking it. Okay? But in the meantime, you got other camps outside of Great Millstone telling you that the MOTB, when it comes to their congregation, is not the micro. It's not something physical that they're going to put in you. But more than anything, is spiritual, it's sin, which don't make no sense, man. Okay? And when it comes to the elect, the number that's going to be delivered, the 144,000 and the 1/3, is not going to take that MOTB. Okay? Because once you take that MOTB, that CHIP, that's a pledge or a vow that you want to bow down to the system, which is the image of the beast. Okay? And those that receive the MARK of the beast, that's a pledge that you're willing to take on the system, the ways of the system, and the agreement, making Esau Edom, okay, your God to depend on. Okay? And that's when the Lord going to draw the line, man, and bring the destruction of Esau Edom and those of our people that want to be in league with them when they introduce this MOTB. Okay, when they introduce their digital system, as we are on the time, as we at that appointed time of them trying to fulfill that. Okay, so that's what it says, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, because eventually America is going to be destroyed, man, the whole land, by the way of thermonuclear destruction at the peak of the Third World War. But let me continue on verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who had reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud. Yeah, now you're starting to witness that. Okay, the laborers. Okay, the class, working class. Okay, especially here in America, that get up every day. Okay, to go to work, for their money, and now they're experiencing inflation. Okay, taking more and more dollars to buy a product. Okay, that usually was cheap. Okay, and they're getting into this video and those articles, people are experiencing their deposit in certain banks being erased or not able to get the full amount. Okay, so now people starting to wake up that this place is about to come to a financial crash, man. Okay, and it says, behold, the hire of the laborers who had reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud. And this system is set up by fraud. Start with the dollar, which is once again but debt. And the cries of them which had reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of the Sabaoth. Yeah, the Lord of the Sabaoth. Sabaoth means the Lord of armies. Because that's where Yahweh Shah coming back. Okay, by the way of the so-called UFOs, the chariots, the angels. Okay, to bring his wrath upon Esau, Edom, and these heathen nations. And 2/3 of our people that join into their military, man. Especially here in America. Okay? But when it says that the cries of them which have reaped are entering into the ears, going to start with the children of Israel. Okay, because this place, America, was built off the enslavement and the hard labor, free labor, for hundreds of years, off the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, and primarily still to this day. Okay, we work the most jobs, man. Even though you had these other nations that come over here through a process of time, now they working. Okay, some of them. Okay, but majority of these heathens that came over here, hey, they have their own business. Okay, they have gained more success than us. Okay, and I ain't talking about the sellouts of our people when it comes to the entertainment world, Hollywood, sports. Okay, those that got more of a lead way when it comes to success than the average Negro, Latino, or Native American. Okay, because these heathen nations that came over here and gained success through doing business. Okay, They have more than what we, than the average Negro, Latino, Native American have. Okay, but when it comes to us, we mainly the ones that work, the jobs that keep America going to this day in the whole world. Okay, that capitalize off of America due to the labor. Okay, due to the labor here in America and the import of these other countries that send their merchandise over here, and our people the one that really got the labor, to make it, to sell it, man. Okay, so starting with the Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, mainly the elect, that sighing and crying that the Lord is hearing. But at this time, man, the whole world is in the uproar. The average American, when it comes to these heathens, man, okay, they starting to see this place come to the point of a financial crash and experiencing more at the time that this government taking their rights away. Okay, by pushing strict legislations due to a certain crisis, due to certain events. Okay, as they want to take the right to bear arm, the right to speak, freedom of speech. And you starting to see some of these heathens starting to pay attention to that, especially Edomites, man. Which they starting to see, the average Edomite starting to see their kingdom go down and starting to see that their counterparts in this government is the problem. That's why you're starting to see now the coming of civil unrest. Polls talking about how you got American citizens ready to fight against their own government. Okay? So it's going to come to the point eventually, besides a financial crash, which really going to lead to civil unrest, man. People experiencing job losses, poverty, homes, losing their homes, losing certain benefits, aids that this government going to be cutting. As we're in the process of that now, experiencing food shortages. Okay? And continuing on, matter of fact, that's it on that. Like I say, because we coming to the point, this place financially crashing. Let me go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 10. And it says, Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and the howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. And that's going into the time now, especially this place, America, as they're experiencing financial woes, coming of a economy crash, man. Okay, and like I said, this place was known for what? Import. Okay, goods being brought in from these other countries, mainly by the way of the sea. Okay, these cargo ships. Okay, that go to these harbors. Okay, that drop the product off and being put on trucks to be delivered to certain stores, certain companies. Okay, or restaurants. Okay, it's business as usual. Okay, but during the whole CV-19, about going on 2 years ago, you remember you had the whole crisis of certain products when it comes to the cargo. Okay, was being at a halt. When it comes to them not able to put it on the harbor, man. Okay, not able to set up merchandise on the docks to bring them into America. That caused a financial blow. Okay, and now also these countries are not sending their goods over here anymore by the way of the ships. Okay, and you have the Mississippi River that's drying up. Okay, low levels of water, and that river, okay, it's a high percentage of America products being brought through by the way of the cargo ships. Okay, But due to the low level of water, they not able to pass through. Okay? So that's a major sign that this place is about to come to the point of a crash, man. And like I said, a lot of these things were done by designs through these elites. Okay? But now we're experiencing financial woes, man. Okay? And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and the howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. They start markets pummeling. Okay? Yeah, more of these banks collapse. People that have investments in these stock markets starting to, grab all the access or, interest in the, in the stocks. Okay, and taking what they have, that's going to lead to more of the major stock market up there in New York to crash more on Wall Street. Okay? And it says, how ye inhabitants of Mashtash, and Mashtash was an ancient city known for its wealth, okay, in the form of stock market. People, putting their money in the investment in it. Okay? And the modern day Mashtash is America. How ye inhabitants of Mashtash, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And that's going to come to the point when the stock market crash, man. And these banks more and more crash. And this system totally, okay, due to inflation and the debt. So that's it on that. Let me get this. So the scriptures got everything covered, man. Especially here in the last days concerning America, okay? Babylon the Great and its downfall, man. Okay? And the Lord only giving us the spirit to the elect. And that's the number that we pray that we part of, that hopeful elect. Start with the prophets to go out there and prophesy these things, what's to come, according to the end time prophecies. And according to America, Babylon the Great, and its end, which is the end of Esau, Edom, rulership, okay? And also the time of the deliverance of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. When the Lord come back and deliver the elect, okay, from the times of Jacob's trouble that we're approaching. And ultimately, the Lord delivering the elect from the main destruction from those missiles. Okay, because simultaneously, while those missiles are going to be launched, the elect is going to be beamed up into those chariots, man, from that to destruction. But once again, the ones of our people that take that micro, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, they're going to be destroyed. Okay? Then they're going to have to come back in the kingdom, being the children of the elect. Okay? Which the scriptures call reincarnation. But I'm going to get this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 1. And it says, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that's what we're telling you, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as the Lord have his men out there giving you that warning of what's to come. This is the time now, okay, to receive this truth, to acknowledge Yahweh Shem Yahushai and your true heritage as being Israelites, and the prophecies, and the coming judgment, while the Lord have his men out there teaching. Because there's going to come upon a time when the Lord is going to remove his men off the highways and byways, okay, and remove this word by the way of the internet, okay? And it says, while the evil days come nigh, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And they come into that point, okay, when the society break down, okay, ain't going to be no more the high life, living it up, okay, looking for a success, a career, opportunity to fulfill your lust or your need, or chasing the American dream, or being secure here. Okay, we're coming to the point when all hell is about to break loose. And it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Okay, the prosperity of this place, okay, is going to come to the point of failure. Okay, In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves. Yeah, starting with these banks, the stock markets. Okay, those that's in over the economy. Okay, the financial systems. More and more when it comes to a failure, man. Okay, and these people are trembling now. That's why you're starting to see panic buying or bank runs. Okay, people that knowing that this system's about to come to a point of a crash, and now they're investing in trying to buy silver or gold, or looking for a cryptocurrency. Okay, which the cryptocurrency with a test run, another way of a way of buying currency in a digital form. Okay, numbers. Okay, and it says and the grinding ceased because there are few. Yeah, the jobs, unemployment, jobs being shut down due to the lack of products. Okay, due to the lack of activity, proactivity. Okay, not able to work due to the shortages on materials. Okay, or food, or etc. That make that make this economy go. Okay. In the meantime, you got truckers going on strikes. Okay. Uh, uh, um, train derails that get products from states to other states. Speak of the cargoes, the shipment by the way of ships. Okay, slowing down. Okay, and it says, and so even out to the average jobs, you're gonna come to the point when the grinding is low. And he shall raise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. Okay, yeah, he that shall raise up at the voice of the bird. Okay, because majority of the people, they start their day off, or those that working, hey, to go to work and make a living for themselves. Okay, or people that had the mind frame, they might not have a job, but doing their own business. Okay, got their own little hustle. Okay, without doing applications. Okay, but we're trying to do their own job. Okay, and it says, because it's all going to tie to when they want to introduce that when they introduce that MOTB, that's going to be the way. Okay, to be able to to move. Okay, to be able to have financially wealth in the form of digital currency, man. And it says, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, and that's going into the entertainment, which we see the decline of that now. Okay, but they're going to come to the point, all that's going to be taken away. Okay, and when it comes to the point of these shutdowns, okay, strict legislations, martial law, havoc, and uncivil unrest all throughout America, all throughout the states, man. So that's it on that. And like I say, Esau, Edom, they're doing it because they know they have but a short time, man. Okay, they control the financial system, the economy, starting with these elites on down. And that's why they're moving towards a digital system. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And it says, and therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So they know their time is up as they're seeing the prophets and the prophecies coming to pass. Okay? So now they're in the time of moving at warp speed to trying to establish the NWO. But it's going to come to the point of not. As soon as they think that they're going to fulfill it, that's when Yahweh Shai is going to come back and return and bring their kingdom down and deliver the elect. And the kingdom of Israel going to be established, man. Okay? So that's it on that. I'll go ahead and end it here. And I pray that this lesson be edifying. And as always, before I end off, I'm going to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that teach and rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide, that's in the faith, and exalt the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Until the next time, Lord willing, Shalom to the whole elect. Shalom.